Hello everyone, in this video we discuss the chapter wise summary of the novel Jude the Obscure written by Thomas Hardy. The novel starts in the small town of Mary Green where everyone is upset because the schoolmaster, whose name is Richard Phillotson, is leaving Mary Green for Christminster, which is a university town about 20 miles away. Phillotson has a piano that he is unsure of how to move or restore. नॉवल शुरू होती है एक स्मॉल टाउन से जिसका नाम है मैरी ग्रीन, जहाँ पर सारे लोग अपसेट हैं क्योंकि वहाँ के स्कूल टीचर रिचर्ड फिलॉटसन जो है वो क्राइस्टमिंस्टर जा रहे हैं मैरी ग्रीन को छोड़कर, जो कि 20 माइल के दूरी पर है. रिचर्ड फिलॉटसन जो है ही इज़ मूविंग टू क्राइस्टमिंस्टर विथ हिज पर्सनल एम्बिशन टू एंटर इनटू द यूनिवर्सिटी देयर. और उनका जो पियानो, उनके कार्ट में जगह नहीं है, तो ही इज़ अनश्योर कि वो अपने पियानो को कहाँ स्टोर करेंगे. एंड एट दिस मोमेंट द हीरो ऑफ द नॉवल एंटर्स, हु इज़ ऑलरेडी helping the Phillotson to in his packing, who is Phillotson's student, and his name is Jude Foley. When the novel starts, Jude Foley is 11 years old and who is already helping Phillotson pack, and he suggests his teacher that he can store his piano into his aunt's fuel house. यहाँ पर हमारे नॉवल के हीरो की एंट्री होती है जो कि 11 साल का है, whose name is Jude Foley, जो कि ऑलरेडी अपने टीचर फिलॉटसन को पैकिंग करने में हेल्प कर रहा है. और वो फिलॉटसन को सजेस्ट करता है कि वो उसके पियानो को अपनी आंटी के फ्यूल हाउस में रखवा सकता है, और उनकी आंटी का नाम है ड्रोसेला, हु रन्स अ बेकरी. ज्यूड के लिए उसके टीचर फिलॉटसन जो है वो उनके आइडियल हैं, और वो सैड है क्योंकि उसके टीचर जो है उसको छोड़ करके दूसरे टाउन में जा रहे हैं. Jude is sad that Phillotson is leaving, as he has been Jude's best teacher and best and closest teacher. Phillotson reveals his secret ambition to Jude, saying that he wants to go to Christminster so he can try to get into a university there. Phillotson rides off on his cart, and Jude is left feeling melancholy and melodramatic. Here we already discussed that Jude Foley is an orphan whose parents divorced and then died, and he is being raised by his auntie Drusilla. So he is already a boy who is unwanted by anyone. He felt close by his teacher who is also moving away, but his teacher has left him with the dream of his personal ambition that will become the personal ambition of Jude later. यहाँ पे टीचर जो है इसके बेस्ट टीचर छोड़ के जाते हैं और अपना एम्बिशन शेयर करके जाते हैं इस बच्चे के साथ, दैट ही वांट टू एंटर इनटू द यूनिवर्सिटी, और जो कि बाद में ज्यूड का भी पर्सनल एम्बिशन बन जाएगा, एंड ही विल डू हिज बेस्ट टू गो शिफ्ट इनटू दिस टाउन ऑफ क्राइस्टमिंस्टर एंड एंटर इनटू द यूनिवर्सिटी एंड बिकम अ स्कॉलर वन डे. Phillotson writes off in his card. Jude is left feeling melancholy and melodramatic. The narrator describes Mary Green briefly. It is a small, old-fashioned town in the North Wessex. Now, this Wessex is a fictional town created by Thomas Hardy, the novelist of this novel. Thomas Hardy is a regional novelist, and he has created a fictional town called Wessex on which all his novels are based. Though this town is old, it has an original church that has been torn down, and a new one of the modern Gothic design has been built in its place. So this chapter 1 describes the background of Mary Green and the departure of Phillotson from here. Now let's come to chapter number 2 of Jude the Obscure, part 1. Jude, after doing the farewell of his teacher, returns home. He lives with his great aunt Drusilla Foley, who is a baker, as both his parents are dead. Drusilla is talking to some neighbors when Jude walks in, and he mentions aloud to his neighbors that it would have been better if Jude had died with his parents, as he is a poor, useless boy. She tells Jude that he should have gone with Phillotson to Christminster, as Jude is crazy for books, just like his cousin Sue, who lives elsewhere. So here only Jude's counterpart, or the soulmate, Sue, has been introduced by her brief discussion by her auntie Drusilla, we see that her auntie Drusilla is a bit cruel towards him when he says that Jude, who is an orphan, who should have rather died with his parents. Drusilla says that Jude's parents had divorced. She advises the young Jude to never marry, as marriage always goes badly with the follies. यहाँ पर आंटी जो है ड्रेसोला पहले तो ये बोलती है उसको कि वो पुअर यूजलेस बॉय है, अच्छा होता कि वो भी पेरेंट्स के साथ मर जाता, और उसको साथ ही बोलते हैं कि उनके फैमिली में मैरिजेस जो है कभी भी अच्छी नहीं चलती फॉलीज के लिए, और यंग ज्यूड को वो सजेस्ट करती हैं कि उसको कभी भी शादी नहीं करनी चाहिए. Jude feels uncomfortable at all the attention and goes off to the bakehouse to eat the breakfast, and then he goes to the job. His job is to scare the crows away from the cornfield with a clacker. उसको क्लैकर के साथ फील्ड से, कॉर्न के फील्ड से कौवे भगाने होते हैं. पर ज्यूड का जो नेचर है वो बहुत सॉफ्ट है, और जब इसके टीचर जाते हैं, ज्यूड के टीचर जो है जा रहे होते हैं, तो वो ज्यूड को सजेस्ट करके जाते हैं दैट ही शुड बी मर्सीफुल टूवर्ड्स एनिमल. सो एज ही इज clacking the clacker, Jude muses on the crows and decide that they deserve some food too, as the farmer has plenty to spare. क्योंकि फार्मर के पास बहुत है स्पेयर करने के लिए, तो कौवे भी डिजर्व करते हैं थोड़ा बहुत खाना. So he lets the crows eat, feeling that they alone understand his plight of living in the world where he is unwanted. This scene portrays Jude as a sympathetic, kindly character who is very sensitive to the suffering of others, but who is doomed to experience great suffering of his own. Jude's first job is basically a living scarecrow, showing how poor and alone he is. Jude का ये सीन पोर्ट्रे करता है कि वो कितना सिंपैथेटिक है, और ये सिंपैथेटिक नेचर जो उसका है, और वो उसको खुद को ही बाद में बहुत हार्म करेगा, बिकॉज everybody will take the advantage, especially her first wife will take the advantage of her sympathy. अब इनके जो एम्प्लॉयर हैं जिसका नाम है फार्मर ट्रॉथम, द ओनर ऑफ द कॉर्नफील्ड, ही कैचेस ज्यूड आइडलिंग. वो देखते हैं कि ज्यूड जो है, ज्यूड वॉज डेलिबरेटली लेटिंग द क्रोज ईट. ज्यूड जो है जानबूझकर क्रोज को खाने दे रहा था बिकॉज ऑफ आउट ऑफ द सिंपैथी. लेकिन फार्मर ट्रॉटम सोचते हैं कि ज्यूड जो है वो आइडलिंग है, वो काम चोरी कर रहा है, एंड बीट्स हिम विथ हिज ओन क्लैकर. ही फायर ज्यूड्स एंड सेंड्स हिम होम, टेलिंग हिम नेवर टू रिटर्न. वो उसको जॉब से निकाल देते हैं, ही फायर्स ज्यूड, और उसको घर भेज देते हैं और बोलते हैं कि कभी वापस नहीं आने. ज्यूड गोज बैक टू हिज आंट्स हाउस ashamed and carefully avoids stepping on any earthworms on the way. Now see, next is sympathetic nature. When he is वो कोशिश कर रहा है कि अर्थवॉर्म के ऊपर भी वो ना चढ़ के जाए. ही हैज़ ऑलवेज बिन अनेबल टू हर्ट एनी लिविंग थिंग्स, विच द नरेटर कॉल्स अ पोटेंशियल वीकनेस ऑफ हिज कैरेक्टर दैट विल कॉज हिम टू सफर ग्रेटली इन हिज लाइफ. Jude goes back to his auntie, who is disappointed that he has been fired. Jude अपने आंटी के पास वापस जाता है, जो कि disappointed है क्योंकि Jude को जॉब से निकाल दिया गया है. She again tells him that he should go to Christminster. Jude asks her about it, whether he could visit Phillotson there. But आंटी ड्रुसिला जो है वो कहती है that the people in Mary Green and Christminster can never associate with each other. क्यों? क्योंकि मैरी ग्रीन के जो लोग हैं दे आर पुअर, एंड क्राइस्टमिंस्टर इज़ अ यूनिवर्सिटी टाउन, एंड इन दैट एरा, इन द विक्टोरियन एरा व्हेन द नॉवल वाज रिटन, एंटरिंग इनटू द यूनिवर्सिटी वाज नॉट पॉसिबल बाय द कॉमनर्स और बाय द वर्किंग क्लास पीपल. सो आंटी सेज, so when she says that he should go to Christminster, she was telling it in irritation, but बाद में वो बोलती है कि क्राइस्टमिंस्टर और मैरी ग्रीन के लोग का कोई एसोसिएशन नहीं है. सो ज्यूड गोज आउट फीलिंग डिप्रेस्ड दैट द मर्सी टुवर्ड्स वन सेट ऑफ क्रिएचर वॉज क्रूएलिटी टुवर्ड्स अनदर. क्योंकि वो उसने मर्सी दिखाई एक सेट ऑफ कैरेक्टर के ऊपर, किसके ऊपर? क्रोज के ऊपर, बट इट वॉज क्रूएलिटी टुवर्ड्स अनदर क्योंकि उसके जो एम्प्लॉयर थे उसका लॉस हो गया, एंड ही वॉज बिटन फॉर दैट. सो दिस इज द समरी ऑफ चैप्टर द सेकेंड. नाउ let's come to part 1, chapter 3. Jude walks a few miles north and comes to the old barn called Brown House. अब वो नॉर्थ की तरफ आता है and now he is so much besotted, so much attracted towards the dream of Christminster that he wants to see it. So it happens that if you climb on ladder or climb at some height, you can see the place जो कि दूर पर हो. तो इसीलिए वो मॉर्स की तरफ आता है and comes to an old barn जिसका नाम है Brown House. He climbs a ladder onto the roof where two men are working. He tells them he is trying to find Christminster, और जो लोग वहाँ पे वर्क कर रहे हैं वो कहते हैं that it is sometime visible from the roof but not today. So Jude decides to wait until the weather clear. weather ठीक नहीं है तो वो जब तक weather ठीक हो तब तक वो वेट करना चाहता है, hoping to catch a glimpse of the city which he thinks of the heavenly Jerusalem before going home. So this can be a question that may be asked, that with what Jude compares Christminster in the beginning, the town Christminster at the beginning. So he compares it with the heavenly Jerusalem before going home. Now dusk falls and Jude prays to see Christminster, and eventually he sees the distant glimpse and the spires, either directly seen or miraged in a particular atmosphere. Then he goes home trying not to be afraid of the dark. अब जाते जाते उसका हो गया अंधेरा, अब वो कोशिश करता है कि ना डरे और वापस जाता है. इन द फॉलोइंग वीक Jude dreams of Christminster. What happens when you fantasize about reaching somewhere or doing something? So you begin to see the dreams of that thing or that place. So Jude is dreaming of Christminster. Now he is romanticizing not just the beautiful city but the mentally shining one there. What are mentally shining one there? He thinks that there will be the philosophers, scholars, that he will go there and meet. So he began to romanticize about them. One day, Jude returns to the Brown House at dusk and wait for the night to fall, watching for the Christminster from the roof. एक दिन जो है Jude वो रिटर्न होता है ब्राउन हाउस इवनिंग में, और वो वेट करता है नाइटफॉल का ताकि वो छत से क्राइस्टमिंस्टर देख सके. इंस्टेड ऑफ seeing individual lights, he see a vague glow this time. अनक्लियर ग्लो दिखता है, बट ही इमेजिन्स फिलोस्टन, हिज टीचर फिलोटसन, इन द लाइट लाइक अ हॉली फायर. और वहाँ पे वो इमेजिन करता है कि ये जो लाइट आ रही है क्राइस्टमिंस्टर से, जब बहुत दूर पे कोई टाउन होता है तो वहाँ से आपको क्या नज़र आती है, एक वेग लाइट नज़र आती है, एक अनक्लियर लाइट. तो अब ये इमेजिन करता है कि उसके जो टीचर हैं फिलोटसन, वो वहाँ जा चुके हैं, वो स्कॉलर बन चुके हैं, और वो उनको इमेजिन करते हैं लाइक अ हॉली फायर. Jude then imagines a sound of bells or the voices of the city saying we are happy here, and he imagines that everybody in the Christminster is happy. Jude sees some men carrying coal pass by on the road and he asks if they are coming from the Christminster. वो कुछ लोगों को देखता है जो कि कोल लेकर पास हो रहे हैं, और वो उनसे पूछता है कि क्या वो लोग क्राइस्टमिंस्टर से आ रहे हैं. तो वो कहते हैं कि नहीं, वो क्राइस्टमिंस्टर से नहीं आ रहे हैं. द मैन टेल ज्यूड, अब यहाँ पर एक जो इंसान है वो ज्यूड को बोलता है कि पीपल ऑफ द क्राइस्टमिंस्टर रीड बुक्स इन लैंग्वेजेस दैट ही विल नेवर अंडरस्टैंड, कि क्राइस्टमिंस्टर के लोग जो है ऐसे लैंग्वेज में बुक पढ़ते हैं जो उसको ज्यूड कभी नहीं समझ पाएगा, एंड इट इज़ नथिंग बट लर्निंग देयर. A man goes on to describe religion, music, beauty of the city, though he admits that he has never been there. So this is the vague idea that the people have about the university or the place, though they have never been to there. So it always come in the exaggerated terms in which the Christminster has been, Christminster, the town Christminster, the people there, the education there is described to Jude. A man goes on to this period. Jude heads on home alone, feeling older and deciding that Christminster will be the goal of his life. He declares to himself that it is the city of life where the tree of knowledge grows, and decide that it will suit him perfectly. So now his whole attention will be to make himself perfect for the city, and he has already been told that people learn the language, read the book in the language that he does not know, that is Greek or Latin, he is told. So now his next intention is to learn these languages. So now let's come to Jude the Obscure, part 1, chapter 4. On his way home, he come across physician Wilbert. And he is a quack doctor who travels constantly and sells false remedy to the people. So Jude asks him about Christminster, and Wilbert says that even the old washermen there speaks Latin. So this is again the exaggeration that the people do about some place or the city. तो Wilbert जो है वो ज्यूड को क्या बताते हैं कि वहाँ के वॉशरमैन तक भी लैटिन बोलती है। और ज्यूड जो है ही अफर्म्स हिज डिज़ायर टू लर्न ग्रीक एंड लैटिन एंड गो टू क्राइस्टमिंस्टर वन डे। तो वो विल्बर्ट को बोलता है दैट ही इज़ ऑल्सो विलिंग टू लर्न ग्रीक एंड लैटिन, और वो भी चाहता है कि वो एक दिन क्राइस्टमिंस्टर जाए। तो विल्बर्ट ऑफर्स टू सेल ज्यूड हिज ओल्ड ग्रामर बुक इफ ज्यूड विल एडवर्टाइज फॉर हिज मेडिसिन एट एवरी हाउस इन द विलेज फॉर 2 weeks। तो विल्बर्ट जो है वो ऑफर करते हैं कि वो ज्यूड को अपनी ओल्ड ग्रामर बुक दे देंगे अगर ज्यूड जो है उसके दवाई के एडवर्टीजमेंट 2 week तक पूरे गांव में करे। हियर द कैरेक्टर ऑफ विल्बर्ट shows a selfish character who sees the every chance to take the advantage from others। तो यहाँ पर ये जो फिजिशियन है ये देख लेते हैं एक चांस कि वो कैसे इस बच्चे का फ़ायदा उठा सकते हैं, और ज्यूड जो है ही इंस्टेंटली अग्रीज एंड ही अपहोल्ड्स हिज एंड ऑफ बार्गेन बिकॉज फॉर नेक्स्ट 2 weeks ज्यूड गोज फ्रॉम डोर टू डोर advertising Wilbert's medicine and taking the order for it. 2 weeks later, physician Wilbert returns. Jude gives him the orders for the medicine he has taken. Wilbert is very pleased, but when he is asked about his old grammar book, Wilbert says that he has forgotten his grammar book, and it seems that it was just a passing by deal that he did not take seriously। बस एक ऐसी डील थी जिसको उसने सीरियसली नहीं लिया था, उसने ये भी सीरियस नहीं लिया होगा कि ज्यूड जो है उसका काम कर भी देगा, एंड सो इट सीम्स दैट ही हैज़ फॉरगॉटन अबाउट ज्यूड एज वेल। तो ज्यूड इज डिसअपॉइंटेड एंड he realizes that Wilbert जो है he is made of sordid humanity। Jude is disappointed and realizes what sordid humanity Wilbert is made of। Soon afterwards, Phillotson sends for his piano। इसके जो टीचर हैं फिलॉटसन वो अपने पियानो के लिए भेजते हैं, और ज्यूड जो है ही हाइड्स अ नोट इनसाइड रिक्वेस्टिंग हिज टीचर कि वो अपनी ओल्ड ग्रामर बुक स्पेयर कर सकते हैं क्या। Soon afterwards, Phillotson sends for his piano and Jude hides a note inside the instrument requesting any old copies of grammar book Phillotson can spare। After a 2 week, Phillotson sends Jude 2 grammar books। 1 week के बाद Phillotson जो है Jude को 2 grammar book अपनी send कर देते हैं। Now Jude begins to read them excitedly, but he is overwhelmed by the difficulty of learning a new language and memorizing thousands of words, and initially he thinks that it is beyond his intelligence, effectively crushing his dream, and Jude grows depressed, wishing he had never been born। But soon he will get over this hindrance obstacle and he will be self-learned person। So this happens in chapter 4। Now let's come to Jude the Obscure part 1 chapter 5। On the following years, Jude starts helping his great aunt in the bakery। He delivers her bread via horse-drawn cart to the area surrounding Mary Green। अब जो है ज्यूड जो है अपनी आंटी को बेकरी में हेल्प करने लगता है, और मैरी ग्रीन के चारों ओर जो है हॉर्स कार्ट को ड्राइव करके जाता है और ब्रेड को डिलीवर करता है। एंड ऑन द वे जब वो कार्ट ड्राइव कर रहा होता है तो वो घोड़े को छोड़ देता है अपना डायरेक्शन ढूंढने के लिए, और खुद ड्राइविंग के पीरियड में जो है वो रीड कर रहा होता है, लैटिन बुक रीड कर रहा होता है। एक बार जो है उसको एक पुलिसमैन जो है इसके लिए डांटते भी हैं, बट फिर पुलिसमैन जो है उसको बाद में ट्रबल नहीं करते हैं, और ये इसी तरीके से ज्यूड के नेक्स्ट 5 साल जो है लाइफ के पार हो जाते हैं। जब नॉवेल ओपनिंग हुई थी ही वॉज 11 years old, एंड दिस वे लर्निंग लैटिन एंड Greek he becomes 16 years old। In the following, Jude studies Latin while he drives his cart, leaving the horse to find its own way। Once he is rebuked by a policeman for this, but afterwards the officer does not give him any trouble। One day the 16 years old Jude is passing by the brown house in the cart। He notices the beautiful sunset। He dismounts in a kind of gaze, reciting a pagan hymn in Latin, means pre-Christian hymn in Latin, that is written in Latin। And because he is reciting something in Latin, he feels ashamed, and he decides Latin, that is pagan, that is pre-Christian। So heathen work was looked down upon by the people, Victorian people, till Victorian people। तो heathen work were not considered good, so he feels ashamed and decide to read the Bible more instead of the heathen work। तो अब क्या करता है, ही प्रोक्यूर्स अ न्यू टेस्टामेंट इन ग्रीक एंड ही बिगन्स रीडिंग स्टडिंग दैट ऑन हिज राइट्स. जूड थिंक्स मोर प्रैक्टिकली अबाउट मूविंग टू क्राइस्टमिंस्टर. अब वो प्रैक्टिकली सोचता है कि क्राइस्टमिंस्टर कैसे जाएंगे. तो वो सोचता है कि वो स्टोन मैसनरी वाला काम जो है, राजमिस्त्री वाला जो काम है, वो सीख ले in order to earn money, so that he could earn money and he could save money, and when he go to Christminster, initially he can work until he enter into the university. So Jude thinks more practically about moving to Christminster, and he decides to take up stone working as a way to earn money. He apprentices himself to a stone mason in एल्फ्रेड्सटन, जो कि एक नियर बाई टाउन है मैरी ग्रीन का, एल्फ्रेड्सटन. एंड ही कीप्स लॉजिंग देयर ड्यूरिंग द वीक्स. और पूरे वीक में जो है वो एल्फ्रेड्सन में रहता है और मैरी ग्रीन वीकेंड्स पे ट्रैवल करता है. तो नेक्स्ट 3 ईयर जो है अगेन जूड पासेस इन वर्किंग एंड स्टडिंग. So now 3 year more passes when the novel starts. Our Jude is 11 years old. 16 years old. He is still deciding to study more. Now studying, it passed more 3 years, means now he has become 19 years old. So now let's come to the part 6 of chapter 6 of part 1, Jude the Obscure. One day, one weekend, we have already discussed that Jude has decided to learn stone masonry work, and he has apprenticed himself to a stone mason in Alfredston, that is a nearby town to Mary Green town. And he stays at Alfredston during the weekdays, and on the weekend he returned to Mary Green. So on such a weekend he is returning to Mary Green from Alfredston. One weekend the 19-year-old Jude is walking to Mary Green from Alfredston. He feels optimistic. Now this is a time he is feeling optimistic about reaching Christminster soon, and he recites aloud his accomplishments in learning Greek and लैटिन. और वो डिक्लेयर भी करता है कि उसने काफ़ी पैसा सेव कर लिया है, एंड कॉलेज इज श्योर टू एक्सेप्ट हिम, एंड ही सीज द हाई ड्रीम्स ऑफ बिकमिंग एन आर्क डेकन और बिशप वन डे. ही डिक्लेयर्स दैट वंस ही सेव्स इनफ मनी, अ कॉलेज इज श्योर टू एक्सेप्ट हिम. ही इवन ड्रीम्स ऑफ बिकमिंग एन आर्क डेकन और बिशप वन डे. जूड इज सडनली स्टक, और जब जूड पास ही हो रहा है तो ही इज स्टक ऑन द ईयर बाय अ पीस ऑफ पिग्स फ्लैश. That interrupts his speech, and this pig's flesh is the genital organs of the pig, and it has been thrown to him by a girl called Arabella. So Jude is suddenly stuck on the ear by a piece of pig's flesh, genitalia, though the narrator never explicitly names it, interrupting his speech. He hears the laughter and sees 3 young women washing chitterlings in the nearby stream. The girl teases Jude about the pig's flesh, and one gun is particularly gets his attention. And this girl introduces herself as Arabella Dunn. She is the daughter of a pig farmer, Mr. Dunn, and she boldly separates herself from the group to talk to Jude. Arabella Dunn जो है, she is the one who has actually thrown the pig's flesh to जूड इन ऑर्डर टू गेट हिज अटेंशन, और वो ग्रुप से सेपरेट होती है और जूड के पास बात करने के लिए जाती है. सी इज़ अ वन हु प्रोड्यूसेस डिम्पल ऑन हर चिक एट हिज विल. वो जानबूझकर अपनी इच्छा से जो है वो चिक्स पे डिम्पल प्रोड्यूस कर सकती है. और ये जो डिम्पल है ये बार बार इसको मोटिव भी बोल सकते हैं. मैनी अ टाइम सी प्रोड्यूसेस द डिम्पल व्हेन सी वांट्स समथिंग, सी इज क्राफ्टिंग समथिंग, सो सी इट her dimple are the symbol of her artificiality, and Jude is struck by her prettiness because he has never seen or noticed the women before. तो Arabella का जो practice dimples है immediately show her artificiality. He asks if he can see her next day, Sunday, or Arabella agrees. This was what Arabella actually willing. So Jude meets Arabella. She is beautiful. She produces dimple at her will, and Jude asks the appointment to meet next Sunday, but he is not serious about it. He just wants to meet her in the friendly terms. So Jude lives and suddenly feeling like his studies and work are not so important. Jude's intellectual side recognizes his foolishness. Now the internal battle starts, और Jude का जो internal side, intellectual side है, वो इस foolishness को देखता है. But then he is overwhelmed. कौन से foolishness? To meet Arabella. But then it is overwhelmed by the thoughts of Arabella's charms. Meanwhile, Arabella talks to her friend about catching Jude. So here the intention of Arabella is very much clear, that her whole intention is to catch Jude into marriage. Here the chapter 6 summary finishes. Now let's come to part 1, chapter 7. Next day, Jude considers studying his Greek and ignoring Arabella's invitation. See, Jude had asked Arabella to meet on Sunday, and on weekdays Jude travel from Alfredson to Mary Green. So on the weekend, on Sunday, Jude is considering to study his Greek and ignore Arabella's invitation, but he decides that it would be rude not to call on her. It is as if an external force casts aside his elevated intention and send him off to Arabella. तो Jude जो है, he arrives at her house, Arabella's home, and takes her for a walk, talking with her about the commonest local twaddle. वो commonest बातें common से common बातें करता है, as if it was his beloved Latin or Greek. See, it is the first encounter of Jude with any woman, and he is innocent, very innocent about it, while Arabella is not so innocent about how to handle the men, because after her marriage, after she trapped Jude and she marries Jude, she will say that she was a barmaid, and even her hair is artificial. Arabella and Jude see a fire in the distance and they run off to investigate it. और जब ये फायर, कहीं आग लगी है देखने जाते हैं, सी द फायर एट द डिस्टेंस, और लेट हो जाती है इसमें. सो दे आर फार फ्रॉम द होम एंड दे स्टॉप एट अ बार वेयर देयर इज अ पिक्चर ऑफ सैमसन एंड डेलिया हैंगिंग ऑन द वॉल. So they stop at the wall and they drink beer there. They drink beer. Arabella shows her surprising knowledge of liquor. So Jude is surprised at how Arabella knows so much of the liquor, that he would know later that she was a barmaid. They walk home in the dark and Jude kisses Arabella several times. And though it was their first meeting, Arabella deliberately let Jude kiss him, get intimate with him, let him close to her, because she had already made up her mind to catch him. On the bar there was the picture of Samson and Delia, and which is a symbol of the obvious warning for the Jude, because Samson was a biblical man of incredible strength who was seduced by Delia, who cut off his hair, the source of his power. So Arabella is also becomes associated with alcohol, that is Jude's another sensual weakness. When they enter Arabella's house, Jude is surprised that her family thinks of him as a serious suitor. जब वो अराबेला के घर जाता है तो Jude is surprised कि उसकी फैमिली, अराबेला की फैमिली जो सोच रही कि वो सीरियस सूटर है, मतलब ही विल मैरी हर. तो Jude जो है अपने घर आता है, रिटर्न्स टू हिज ओन होम एंड स्टार्ट्स टू वंडर इफ ही इज वेस्टिंग हिज लाइफ ऑन बुक्स इंस्टेड ऑफ लविंग अ वुमन. क्या वो अपनी लाइफ तो वेस्ट नहीं कर रहा है, पढ़ाई, he should love a woman rather than he is wasting his life on books. So next day he returns to Alfredson for work, romanticizing the night before but keeping his romance a secret. An hour later, 1 घंटे के बाद ही, Arabella passes by the same spot where they had kissed with her 2 friends, recounting all the details of the previous night to her 2 friends, declaring that she wants to marry Jude. तो इसकी जो 2 फ्रेंड है, जिसका नाम है सारा एंड एनी, वो प्रपोज करती है अराबेला को टू ट्राई अ स्पेशल ट्रिक टू कैच द जूड इफ जूड इज़ एन ऑनेस्ट मैन. तो सारा और एनी जो है वो प्रपोज करती है कि वो अराबेला को जो है एक ट्रिक बता सकती है जिसके थ्रू जो है अगर जूड ऑनेस्ट है तो ही विल बी ट्रैप्ड इनटू मैरिज. एंड व्हाट इज़ दिस, और ये लोग बोलती है कि अ लॉट ऑफ गर्ल्स डज इट. सो व्हाट इज़ दिस ट्रिक? The trick is to trap the male into physical intimacy and then declaring that the girl is pregnant, so the man has to marry out of the honor. So Arabella is confused at first, but her friend explain it, saying that lots of girls do it. It is the cause of many marriages, and Arabella decides to try it. And Arabella actually tries the same trick on Jude to get married with him. Jude and Arabella's romance progresses. One weekend, they chase a lost pig through the village together, ending up alone on a hill. Arabella tries to lure Jude into lying down next to her, but he innocently does not notices her tricks. Next day, Arabella tells her parents to leave for the evening, as he wants the house to herself to successfully trap Jude. तो Arabella जो है, we see in the two occasions that the whole family is accomplice of Arabella's intrigue, Arabella's ट्रिक्स टू ट्रैप ज्यूड. तो एराबेला जो है अपने फैमिली को बोलती है कि वो इवनिंग के लिए चली जाए, क्योंकि वो घर अपना खुद के लिए चाहती है, सो दैट शी कुड ट्रैप ज्यूड. दैट नाइट ज्यूड, who hasn't studied in week, comes to Arabella's house and she lures him upstairs and seduces him. It means they have physical intimacy. और इसके बाद जो है Arabella will have an option to tell Jude that she is pregnant and Jude will have to marry him. So here the chapter finishes and Arabella has already functioned her part of the plan. Now let's come to part 1, chapter 9 of Jude the Obscure. 2 months later, Arabella meets with a quack doctor whose name is Wilbert, who tells her that something that cheers her up. Or last May we will find when the novel finishes, this Wilbert is the same Wilbert who has cheated Jude. Now 2 months later, Arabella meets up the quack doctor and he says something to her that cheers her up. It means that Arabella, though she wants Jude as her husband for the social security, she is not a devoted wife. That is, she is going to be devoted to him for his life. That evening, Jude tells Arabella that he should probably move away, but Arabella begins to cry and tells him in roundabout language that she is pregnant. Jude is shocked to learn that Arabella is pregnant of his child and he immediately offers to marry Arabella. वो immediately offer करता है Arabella को शादी कर लेने के लिए. He admits that it is a complete smashing up of his dream of Christminster. और वो admit भी करता है कि उसका जो ड्रीम था, उसका जो टारगेट था, एम्बिशन था, गोल था टू एंटर टू क्राइस्टमिंस्टर, द ड्रीम इज कम्प्लीटली मैस्ड अप विथ हिज मैरिज, बट ही डिसाइड्स टू डू द ऑनरेबल थिंग. जो ऑनर है, ऑनरेबल चीज़ है, वो करेगा. देखिए, this is the honorable thing, honor that has led him to marry with Arabella. And when he marries later in the novel, when he marries Arabella the second time after her divorce, after his divorce with her, that would also be due to his commitment to his honor. That night, Jude starts to realize that Arabella will not make a good wife, and the townspeople gossip about how Jude's lofty ideas have fallen. The two are soon married, and the narrator comments on the ceremony where they swear to feel exactly the same way for the rest of their lives, where no one is surprised by such an oath. As a wedding present, Jude's great aunt sends him a cake and another declaration that it would have been better if he had died with his parents. The couple settles in together in the small cottage between Mary Green and Brown House. On their wedding night, Arabella reveals that she has been wearing an extra bundle of hair that is not her own, so that her hair look bigger. So her fakeness keeps adding on. Her dimples are the fake dimples that she produces at her will. Her hair is not original, and she also lets Jude know that she used to work as a barmaid in Aldbrickham, that is also nearby town. Jude realizes that Arabella has a kind of artificiality in her very blood. Arabella is further associated with alcohol, another sinful pleasure that is also Jude's weakness. Couple is satisfied for a few weeks. One day, Arabella meets her friend Annie in the town. Arabella reveals that she is actually not pregnant, and Annie congratulates her on shaming it, means faking that she is pregnant in order to trap Jude into marriage. One night, Jude asks Arabella about pregnancy. एक रात को जो है वो Jude पूछते हैं Arabella को about pregnancy, and she says she made a mistake. At listening this that she made a mistake and that pregnancy was only a fake thing, Jude is shocked and suddenly sees whole situation completely differently, because he feels that he is trapped by the marriage and is condemned by one impulsive action, that is marrying Arabella for the rest of his life, and a decision from which he is never going to recover and never be happy. Now, next come to part 1, chapter 10. Autumn comes and Jude and Arabella wait for pig killer Callow to come to slaughter their pig. Callow जो है never shows up, so Jude and Arabella have to kill the pig themselves. This incident is a very deep impact, because later when Jude situation is very bad, he feels like the pig that he chopped. तो क्योंकि यहाँ पे जब कैलो नहीं आते हैं तो ज्यूड जो है वो पिग को चॉप करते हैं, तो लेटर इन द नॉवल ज्यूड फील्स हिमसेल्फ लाइक द चॉप्ड पिग. Jude tries to kill it quickly. Callow never shows up, so Jude and Arabella have to kill the pig themselves. Jude tries to kill it quickly, despite Arabella's demand that it must die slow, so the meat will be more valuable. Jude is very distraught by the process. He laments over the snow stained with the blood of his fellow mortal. अभी देखिए यहाँ पर हमें नेचर पता चलता है. अराबेला डिमांड करती है कि पिग को, Jude tries to kill the pig very quickly so that it can be saved from the pain. जबकि अराबेला बोलती है कि it must die slow ताकि जो meat more valuable हो सके. और when he kills the pig, he sees the snow that was stained with the blood and he feels like it has been stained with the fellow mortal. One day Jude is walking off to Alfredston, where he hears some of Arabella's friends talking about how Arabella tricked him into marriage. So when Jude listens by overhears and gets to know about how he was tricked by Arabella into marriage, he becomes more miserable. Jude returns home and argues with Arabella how he wishes that they had never married. Arabella, who is melting up pig's fat, says the pregnancy was her own risk and right. That she had a relationship with him, so she may have been pregnant and it was then her right to say whether she was pregnant or not. So he begins to feel more pathetic into this marriage. So here the chapter number 10 finishes. Now comes to part 1, chapter 11. The next morning, couple argues again and Arabella throws Jude's book into the floor. And this makes Jude actually angry and he pulls her away. Jude suddenly realizes that his life has been ruined by this fundamental error of their matrimonial union, कि उसकी लाइफ जो है वो ruin हो गई है इस matrimonial union से. और Arabella जो है उसको taunt करती है about the divorce that runs into his family. Arabella बोलती है तुम्हारे फैमिली कि उसके फैमिली में डिवोर्स जो है वो परमानेंट है और होते ही है और फिर वहाँ से चली जाती है. So Jude goes to his great aunt Drusilla to ask about his parents, his uncle and aunt. और Drusilla जो है वो एडमिट करती है कि उसके अंकल और आंटी ने भी डिवोर्स लिया था और उसके पेरेंट्स ने भी डिवोर्स लिया था. Jude's parents broke up near the Brown house and then Jude's mother drowned herself. Drusilla declares that follies aren't meant for marriage, as there is something in their blood that revolts against the being sworn to love. तो ये बोलते हैं कि फॉलीज जो है उसको शादी करनी ही नहीं चाहिए. It is her aunt's opinion. On his way back to his cottage, Jude walks onto the frozen pond and tries to break. He is so much distraught, so much unhappy कि वो एक frozen pond के ऊपर जाता है और he tries to break the ice और कोशिश करता है कि वो इसमें जंप करे और मर जाए, but he fails in doing so. Then he goes off to drink at the inn with a picture of Samson and Delilah on the wall. And it seems that the picture of Samson and Delilah was a symbol, and now he has been actually a Samson who has been tricked. So Samson in the novel is Jude and Delilah is Arabella who has tricked him. Jude gets very drunk and returns to home to find Arabella's note that she is staying with friends. Arabella does not return for a few days. Then Jude gets a letter from her saying that her parents are moving to Australia and she is going with them. कि उसके पेरेंट्स जो है वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया जा रहे हैं और वो भी साथ में जा रही है. जब वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया जाती है तो दिस इज अ लेटर पार्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी, बट लेट अस नो हियर दैट शी गिव्स द बर्थ टू जूड्स चाइल्ड, जिसको अपने पेरेंट्स के पास ही छोड़ देती है. एंड शी नेवर बॉदर्स अबाउट देम. ओनली लेटर जब उसके पेरेंट्स मना कर देते हैं कि वो अब चाइल्ड को और रेज नहीं कर सकते हैं, तो वो बच्चा जो है जूड को वापस भेज देगी. दैट विल कम इन टू द लेटर पार्ट ऑफ द स्टोरी. आफ्टर she has sold their possession at auction, Jude finds a photo of himself in the broker's shop, which was his wedding present to Arabella. This is another incident that shows how unsentimental Arabella was. When Arabella was moving from here, she sells all her possessions in the auction. और वो auction में जो है वो जूड ने जो वेडिंग प्रेजेंट दिया था एराबेला को वो भी वो भेज देते हैं. जूड बाइज द फोटो एंड बर्न्स इट. तो जूड जो है ऑक्शन हाउस में वो अपना फोटो खरीदते हैं एंड ही बर्न्स इट एंड फील्स दैट द डेथ ऑफ एवरी टेंडर सेंटिमेंट इन हिज वाइफ. इसी के साथ जो है जो भी टेंडर सेंटिमेंट था उसका उसके वाइफ में वो भी बर्न हो गया. एराबेला एंड हर फैमिली लीव्स अ फ्यू डेज लेटर फॉर ऑस्ट्रेलिया. Now that he is alone, Jude returns to his dreams of Christminster. He passes by a milestone where his 16 years old self had carved. जब वो 16 साल के थे तो एक milestone पे उसने carve किया था Thither, JF, Jude Folly, और उसने hand बनाया था that was pointing towards Christminster. So this is the revival of his dream. Jude then decides to battle with his evil stars and keep pursuing his dream despite of his ऑब्स्टिकल. तो अब ये बोलते हैं कि चलो ऑब्स्टिकल खत्म हो गया, एक बार शादी भी हो गई, बट नाउ ही डिसाइड्स दैट नाउ ही विल गो टू अगेन रिवाइव हिज ड्रीम ऑफ क्राइस्टमिंस्टर एंड ही विल नाउ परस्यू क्राइस्टमिंस्टर and try to enter into the university. So here the chapter 1 finishes.